I'm back. So, what's getting ready to happen? Because I know told a lot of my brothers and sisters ahead of time to read Buried in Bitter Water, a racial ethnic cleansing, right? And that's the history of the sundown towns, and that's also the history of how we were beginning to prosper again. And they would come, right? Once they see us build up our shit, they would come and say, "We're gonna take over. We're taking over this, right? And you better be out of town before the sun goes down. Because if you weren't out of town when the sun went down, they would murder you." Okay, right? So there's a lot of property that's passed down by white people from generation to generation that is illegal, and they know these things, right? NAACP was working on it, right? And then all of a sudden, everything got quiet, right? They paid them all some hush money. And you think, because it's not just that I'm saying this, because these people have relatives alive and well as we speak who are trying to sue these white people who took land and things of that nature from their ancestors, okay? That is an actual fact, right? So then you get down to reading that book, and then you would understand how dangerous it is right now to be going through sundown towns. Because these sundown towns never left. You ride past them all day, every day. Probably stop for gas all day, every day, and don't know it. That's why I was saying, and I may do it, I may get with some people because there may be a need for another book. We had the green book then tell you where you should go and where you should not be going, right? Because you're going to get off and exit, right? And you're going to be greeted by a mob of clans, especially in the South. I'm trying to warn you now because Donald Trump is coming through these neck of the woods, and all with him is going to be mobs of KKK, buns, and fascists, and alt rights everywhere you go, right? And before these rallies, you're going to have them people coming from all over the city, state, country, going to their relatives in the South grouping. My advice is play chess. Better, you better have your war gear ready and don't be going in these motherfucking places that you have no knowledge of, because I'm telling you what's coming all through the South, right? And then he's starting from Tulsa, Oklahoma, right? And then he's making his way down south. You don't see that. You don't see what's getting ready to happen here. See, the thing about it, we listen to news media, and the news media telling you just a little tiny bit about shit going on here, there, and everywhere, but you don't really know what's going on in the ground in every city and state. Some places is fucked up right now. You should not be going through these places because you have a lot of angry people. You have angry rioters, and you have angry people who just lost every fucking thing um, because of the riots and looting. That's why there's a beef right now between the blacks and the Latins in Chicago. There's shit like that going on all around this country. And then we can write to add fuel to the fire because Donald Trump is about to rally the German Nazi troops, and they will be traveling all through the United States. But I'll tell you one thing, right? Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the wisest of them? Oh, that would be me, right? Because the body count number that we have right now for COVID is only the body count number for those in May during Memorial Day. The ones that just started for since this rally, right? I mean, not rally, but the rioting and all this stuff. That body count will not be until the next 14 days. And each time somebody comes outside, then you can add another 14 days those 14 days, to those 14 days, to those 14 days, okay? That's what's going on if COVID is real and it's as contagious as they claim it to be, right? It's going to be bodies dropping, like I said, I predict if COVID is real, like the Spanish flu, motherfuckers was dying in less than an hour, dropping on the ground. And it all started because they went to parades. They didn't want to wear masks. You know what I mean? They were shooting people dead in the streets at one time. Once shit got real, they would shoot you dead in the streets if you didn't have a mask on. Because that's what happened. Everybody did what they doing right now, thinking it wasn't real, it was a joke or whatever, and went out there. Right, next thing you know, the hospitals became overwhelmed. Next thing you know, the morgues became overwhelmed. Next thing you know, bodies was piling up in the houses until they had to put them in the alleyways. And then once they overwhelmed the alleyways, they finally came to their senses, right, to start digging shallow graves to put the dead in. Right? Got to be mindful of what's going on here, right? Because everybody here, let me tell you, I love Lauren Hill. She said, in the year of the dragon, lots of men disappear as quiet as it's kept. They won't be back next year. That is an actual fact. It's good. This year right here, more souls is going to leave this planet. The last time that happened was 2,000 years ago. Or we can go 100 years ago in modern day. We can go back 100 years, right, in a few days, right? And that was the last time, 100 years, let's go there, 100 years, that was the last time more souls left this planet in 1 year than any other time recorded within that 100 years. History is bound to repeat itself as long as you keep making the same mistakes of yesterday. Look at these people running around here coughing at each other. See, black people ain't stupid. We out there, we got masks on. I'm watching us. We ain't done. But Donald Trump has made a campaign where masks off. Percocet, Molly Percocet. That motherfucker, they going on the ground with no goddamn mask. So if they don't kill you with a gun, they can kill you with their goddamn breath. See, we wise. We all wise. The black man, the original man, woman, and child on this planet, above all, has been the most all wise and civilized of all. You see us out there, we got our masks on. Even when they did George Floyd's funeral, they had masks on. They were very respectable. They weren't going against whether this was a real or fake, right? They were going to follow the law. So who doesn't follow the law in this country? Who really don't follow the goddamn laws of this country? And because they don't want to follow the laws of this country and of nature, they are going to die. And we really didn't have to put one finger on them if COVID is real, right? Because they were going to go out there anyway and just commit mass suicide via a COVID. I'm just telling you, you better don't be traveling, don't be traveling, right? Because my son is doing that, and I just told him, I checked him, like, you gotta sit still for a minute, right? Because you going back and forth hitting these highways, right? But you're gonna run into the wrong fucking shit on these highways, especially going to the south in this time. When you go to North Carolina, when you go through North Carolina on 95, they got a big ass Confederate flag flying across 95. When I saw that, I was like, what the fuck going on here, right? And when I saw that, that's when Trump became president. They were putting them flags up left, right. You never seen them wearing Confederate flags and doing all Confederate shit the way they're going on. Even when Obama was in the chair, they wasn't that uh, Confederate flag loving. Okay, so that flag that they carry in the South, that flag right there is the flag when they went to war with the Jews of the North. Okay, in the military. But who was funding the military? Right? Be mindful of these things. Keep your eye, be vigilant, stay out the way. Stay out the way. If you know what I mean, George Floyd is in the ground now. I know we have a lot um, that's getting accomplished by being on the ground, right? But I'm just telling you, if you have no business, especially traveling in and out of state, keep your ass home because before that we even came outside, Donald Trump had already structured state troopers and police to do roadblocks on the highways and shit to see who was going here, who was going there. Did you get? Then they were just getting you right and allowing you to stay somewhere for 14 days. Now, when they catch you on the highway and you're not from that city and state, they're gonna fuck you up. It is what it is. I'm getting ready to go. Come back in a little while, but that's why I did said all this that I said to make you aware of what's getting ready to take place here, right? And why it's getting ready to take place, right? And why you should be mindful in your travel, right? That being said, your vibrations